Soul Garden.
Hello human developers, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Update. From my webcam to yours, I'm Witecki, your host to the universe. And a friendly reminder, a sale right now at soulmart.me. Right now, if you buy a 1-hour reading with me, I'll throw in a free 30-minute follow-up, good for in 2012. This is a webcam Skype reading that is MP3 recorded, and it's a great first-timers reading or a great way to get to the bottom of something important. So hurry while Witecki supplies last. Well, my crabs, we are focused on a new state of awareness. In fact, over the weekend we had some breakdown. This month the sun has moved into Virgo, and for the crabs, Virgo anal retentiveness is how you think. In fact, particularly how you think about how you feel. This is how Cancers get caught in their own claws, because their mind is so nitpicky and they're so emotionally sensitive that you can get stuck nitpicking your feelings till oblivion. So with the sun in Virgo, this is your opportunity to release from the details you don't want to pick at anymore, that you don't want your claws into. And over the weekend, there might have been a breakdown. That means an intellectual mind game or a trap or a booby trap you fall into or an argument that you fall into with yourself or with someone else. That was the temptation over the weekend to slip into that so we can reveal just what you're working on this month. Now, we're all working on the IB state of awareness, which is our Virgo consciousness, and it comes from our heart chakra, just like our I love state of awareness. And crabs use IB according to their thoughts. So even though Cancers are very emotional, this is the part of them that is also very logical. They always say the crab moves two ways. They're in the sea where they are floating, and that's your emotions, but then they go on the land where they are logical and sidestepping. The sidestepping part of you is your Virgo mind. It is that nitpicky, anal retentive, Virgo part of you that is really being extremely picky with your thoughts to align and coordinate with your emotions. This is what makes you such a superb human developer, because you can put together thoughts and emotions in an amazing combination, which are really the two basic ingredients, I think, of just practical raising of kids. Now, we are in the first chapter of the Live, Love, Be, which is Virgo. Virgo states of awareness are Live, Love, Be, or the Virgo chapters. And so we're in the Live chapter, which is how you live in your mind. That's what we're working on. How do crabs live in their mind right now? That's going to be the question as we start off. And that, of course, comes to your ideas, your thinking, and your overall attitude in life, which is the third chapter, the B. So as we start off on Monday, you're cloudy, maybe a little mind game potential with sentimental about relationships and whatnot. Your emotions are focused on Capricorn. Your thoughts are focused on your thoughts. You are thinking about thinking. And if you're still caught up in an argument or you're still caught up in why the weekend was so bad, if you haven't yet figured out it's your mind, well, guess what? It's your mind. So it may not even count whatever went on. It was all about your mind, the way you think, and it's the way you think about it. But it's a stalemate on Monday because the planets have a double square going on. Your emotions, which are focused on relationships and marriage, will directly oppose Venus in Cancer, which is your ego. So it's marriage versus ego on Monday. And your ego wants to be stronger, but you also don't want to be alone, yada, yada, yada. But look at the pinnacle of that, or at the tip of the other side of the triangle, which is Saturn in Libra. And that is the big swoop of the week. That Cancers have got to commit by Sunday to a new self-nurturing philosophy, a new emotional philosophy of how you want to feel all the time. And this is the big karma that will separate the mother hens from the baby hens as Saturn moves into Scorpio this fall and graduates Cancers onto their personal dreams. If you don't do this particular commitment to your own well-being and good feelings, you could find yourself not able or strong enough to pursue your dreams with Saturn and Scorpio. So it's an important time, and part of Monday's tug of war is that. More to come. On Tuesday, Venus rules a day. You're sunny, you're happy, but you're private. That's because the moon shifts into Aquarius, so emotions kind of go behind the boundaries. You kind of put up the walls. And as you put up the walls, you're able to restore balance and order to your thoughts and your overall attitude. So peace of mind comes on Tuesday. But we also have a Yod, which is God giving us the finger on Tuesday. And this is a little insight from the universe on how to restore peace. Basically, the moon in Aquarius says take that peace you find behind the appropriate boundaries. So well-protected emotion is basically it. Take your well-protected emotion and take your ability to stay open to where you make decisions. Uranus and Aries, so stay open to where your decisions are and put your emotions behind a nice guard. And when you do that, you're going to be able to bring peace of mind, says the Sun, ruled by Venus on this particular day. So the Yod blesses us with a healing. Thank Yod for that. On Wednesday, we're a bit cloudy. That's because Neptune rules the day, and the moon is well in Aquarius, so you're kind of well behind scenes. The moon has continued retreating. Your emotions have continued to retreat behind closed doors. You might be processing trust and intimacy issues, but Neptune is bringing an intuition to the mind, and you are processing. And that might be getting to the root of where your mind games began, where your arguments began, where your conflict with your own thoughts began. That's what we want to unroot with here in Virgo, so that reality feels a little nicer. Now, the planets have given us quite a map on, I think, what we're supposed to do on Hump Day, and this is one of those really powerful moments in our lives, because right now the way the planets are all constructing is to kind of massage us and get us into this Saturn shift, and today it begins. You can even see the path of the energy, which starts with Pluto. Pluto is saying, look, when it comes to marriage, Cancer, forget it. We don't know. You don't even know how to treat yourself, which is a mirage. So you've got to just realize that marriage and partnership is an unanswered question for a while. When you can get reality, grips around reality with that, then you can bring that reality into the Sun in Virgo, which means your mind can, when you can accept that your marriage is up for grabs for a while, that will allow your mind to be at peace, because that's one of the things that has been driving you crazy from the beginning. Once your mind is at peace, you can now fuel your Mars energy, which is focused on your heart getting what it wants. So rather than focusing on the marriage you want, just focus on what your heart wants, which probably will include marriage. This allows you to really divide your peas and carrots on your plate and draw the appropriate boundaries of what your heart really wants and what your heart doesn't want. Once you start drawing these boundaries with Mars and Scorpio, the universe then gives us another booster shot into Neptune. Neptune is your God sensibility and your overall beliefs and your ability to believe in what's going on. So when you follow this map of energy, it leads with your ability to believe. And this is what I think the map is on Wednesday. Why do you need to believe? Well, we find that out on Thursday. On Thursday, it is a Saturn-ruled day. It is a serious day. It is time to make decisions. It's a sunny and passion-filled day. The moon is shifting out of trust intimacy into beliefs. This is why we needed to figure out our belief structure just a day before. So by deciding in Virgo what it is that you will no longer think, what paths your mind won't go down. I'm not going down this path. I'm not going down this mind anymore. I'm going to stay at least out of this attitude, out of this argument, out of this old mind game. By making those commitments to step away, you set yourself up to kind of complete this energetic path. So it is the decision and commitment to step away from the old mind games that gives you the energy in Mars to do what it takes to follow what your heart really wants and draw lines between what your heart doesn't want and what your heart does want. You couldn't draw lines because you didn't have control of your mind before. Now that you draw the lines, this energy channels right into being able to believe, which is such an important component of any manifestation. And let's get closer. As your emotions come out of boundary and trust issues, they cross over Neptune, and this is your ability to psychically sense emotionally what you really believe in and what you don't believe in. You are sorting through certain beliefs. And belief is so important to Cancer because their beliefs keep them on a spiritual path. Their beliefs keep them on the right path, believe it or not. You kind of use your beliefs, although they change a lot, you use them as your guide. Once the moon reaches Neptune, hopefully you can breathe, you release from the beliefs you don't want, you begin to surrender to the beliefs you do want, and as the moon crosses Chiron, that fireball, you actually heal. This is a healing point. So this is what's magical and fated right now and very important, because you can heal not just from this moment, but the Chiron suggests that you can heal from being raised crazy in the South, religion, or being raised atheist and then finding God, or being raised this and being forced that. Whatever damage you have, basically, when it comes to these beliefs can go away. Can change, and that's what Chiron is. We can get rid of them for good. That's what we mean when we face karma. It's good stuff here. It's good stuff. So that said, whoops, where are we? Whoops. Here I am. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that, but I'm having fun nonetheless. So that is our commitment, and that is the map on Thursday. Then we get to Friday, and what happens on Friday? After following all that magical map, Mars rules the day. So that's masculine, aggressive, testosterone energy, pushing forward, and that intention is to move forward with the new attitude. So we want to step in the new attitude, we want to speak up, we want to officially end the argument. You're putting into action. Now this also, this Mars energy, fills us with aggressive energy. The moon is in Pisces, which is a sensitive energy, and the moon is full. That's what I'm getting to, a full moon. Full moon means full challenge. Now this means that you get very emotional about what you do believe, and what you do believe at least is most purposeful in life, what brings the most meaning and purpose to life. That's what you're very passionate about. And see, it is that passion about your belief that allows you to make different decisions or to step into a new attitude. In other words, your mind might want to go sour all the time, but if you're going to follow your beliefs, you can't go sour. You must push forward in the new attitude, and that is what the new moon offers. Strangely enough, Mercury's at 0 degrees, so your normal intellectual powers are kind of numbed. It's kind of like God gave you a Xanax for your mind with Mercury 0 degrees as you make these major changes in your mind. So the universe has given you an interesting numbness there, and I think you should take it and run. On Saturday, we hold space, cloudy and self-reflective. The moon is wrapping up its emotional transit in belief structure, and you're going to be really attuned to what you feel like your life purpose and mission is. But after this full moon, at the same time, you are self-reflective and holding space of the new attitude. So this is really a day of just kind of balancing, holding emotional space, keeping yourself focused on the goal, keeping your mind out of the gutter, keeping your mind out of the gutter. That's kind of how I see it anyways. But there's more to it. And that is the whole story behind the Saturn shift. This is the weekend, now that you're holding space, that you must decide and commit to a general philosophy of how you're going to self-nurture yourself. This is the point where Cancers take control of their home, their family, and their own emotional well-being, which means that you have to abandon the idea that you will be rescued. And it means that you have to abandon the idea that a prince will come and rescue you that way, which is what a lot of Cancer princesses are kind of still thinking. But it does mean that if you do take care of yourself, you are portable, you can tour the world, you can find your own damn prince or princess, and that's cool after all, right? So here's why this weekend is the deadline to make this commitment to self-nurturing. These blue lines between Mars and Saturn over into Neptune. You see, whether you decide or not decide, this is all pouring into Neptune 1 degree retrograde in Pisces, which means it's creating an impression on your core beliefs, what you're going to believe when you come out of this. So if you take responsibility and decide about self-nurturing, it will pour into your core beliefs. If you act up and don't decide for self-nurturing, it'll pour into your core beliefs. This is why we're out of time. And Mars in Scorpio, which is taking a hacksaw out to let you be a warrior princess or a warrior prince and follow what your inner child wants. This is your out of time. You must have what your heart wants now, and now, damn it. This is why I was saying follow your heart, but not necessarily find a marriage. That energy, too, is affecting your core beliefs right now, whether you do the right thing or not. Also, at the same time, we've got a square going on, which means Jupiter in Gemini is pushing to expand your inner faith, and it's not done yet. So all this construction happening with an incomplete inner faith system, which won't be done until 2013. So crabs have got to persevere without necessarily having solid faith. In fact, frankly, it's probably this perseverance that brings you the faith. Well, either way, it's all one big, tarantula. And all the while, of course, the moon in Pisces, whatever you're feeling, is pouring into Venus in Cancer, which means that your ego is putting its final touches on at the same time. You see this crazy yoga pose? So it all boils down to keeping your mind sane and making a commitment to what you will do to take care of yourself. Then on Sunday, sunny and future focus. This is a very powerful day. This is what I call I Be Me Day, because the sun is at 11 degrees, which is a magical healing number, and Virgo is the healer, so it is a magical healing day. And the moon is moving into Aries, which is going to make you feel very destined, legacy, and career focused. Let's dive into the planets. We're given another yod. This is why this is the final touch and why you have until this weekend to make these decisions about self-nurturing, because like it or not, this yod fires up and pours energy into Uranus and the moon. What is that? Your career potential. So what this yod says is, those lines you've been drawing for your inner child And your new ability to keep your mind sane, just consider sanity in 11, mind sane, 11, 11, 11 is sanity. Keeping your mind sane and being a warrior for your inner child will make your legacy and career options change. So this is not just going to determine marriage and other things. This whole weekend and the decision to do the right thing turns into career options for Cancers as well. Super, uber duper important, Cancers. Do your soul work, please. All right, crabs, oh my gosh, 14 minutes. That's all I have for this particular 7 days. Make sure you read your GAs and watch your Act 3s, and I'll see you in 7 days. Until then, live, love, be.